This will be the last segment for today. We did a whole bunch of segments, we banged them all out, and this is the last one we're going to have for today. Tomorrow, we're going to have our stream. It's going to be crazy. Be sure to show up. We're going to try to recap everything here. Any kind of updates that we have of information about this stuff after today will also be covered in the stream. Some stuff is already sold out, some stuff is still available. There's a lot going on here. We'll cover it all tomorrow, but we got two more things to cover, and it's that of one of the Hasbro Selects online exclusives that they provided that came out, and we have a Q&A that they did at the end of some product. We'll discuss that too. So we're going to start with the Transformers Generation Selects War for Cybertron Deluxe WFCK 39 Tricranius? I don't know who comes up with these names. It's pretty much, they took Ractonite, they gave it a, and I use air quotes here, a lava color scheme. They call it the Beast Power Fire Blasts Collection Pack. It has a very G1 Predacons kind of color scheme, which is kind of bizarre for a dinosaur themed kind of thing. They could have even gone with some G1 colors, but whatever. Hey, sure, he's in lava. That's why he has that color scheme. Works for me. It says here he comes with 19 different blast effects. A lot of them come from different sources, whether it be the Siege Jetfire or the Omega Supreme or the roads like Sound Barrier and Slitherfang. There's so much going on here, so many different things that are included with this pack. I'll be honest with you. To me, it's not a real must in a lot of ways. Like, oh, you got to get this. Has some really nice box art on the outside and the inside, so I'll give them credit there. But if you're someone who already has a lot of these blast accessories from buying all this other Transformer product already, I don't really see the reason to pick this one up for $29.99, which, by the way, it's still available for pre-order, unlike a lot of the other stuff here. I mean, it's a good looking mold. I think the only other reason you should probably pick this up is now that we know about that crazy combiner that's going to be happening with Wingfinger. If you pick up, let's say, Paleotrex's purple version from the spoiler pack, or if you get the transmutate version, so you'll have a repaint of that one instead of the regular Paleotrex. And if you get this colored one instead of the Ractonite, you're going to have a very weird colored combiner when you mix it with Wingfinger if you want to do something really weird. That's probably the only reason, because you'd be getting these blast accessories and different color waves, and you're getting a whole bunch of different color waves of combining and mixing and matching and customizing for your fossilizer. So I think that would be pretty much the only reason you'd want to get this, because it honestly, it doesn't really appeal to me. I mean, it's cool that there's blast accessories and stuff, but the figure itself, it doesn't really speak much to me. Now let's get into the Hasbro Q&A. So they curated 3 questions, and they obviously asked some Hasbro head-ups, and they got some answers here. So let's go through these 3 questions. The first one that was asked was, are there any plans to do Japanese Transformer characters that were exclusively found in the Generation 1 continuity in the 80s? And they gave pretty much a long answer saying, we'll do it if it makes sense. That's pretty much what they said. I've said it many times before. I mean, they'll do it if they have a trademark. That's what they'll do. Something like Star Saber is a lot more possible because there's a trademark that has to be taken care of, where something like Deathsaurus is a lot less so. Hey, we might get a Deathsaurus registered, and then they'll try to take care of it for like a couple years. But at the end of the day, that's the real answer, in my opinion. The second question was, will we see more Dinobots from the Studio Series 86 line? They pretty much said, come back in May for the next Fan First Friday and stay tuned. So this is a fan that pretty much saw the leaked listings of the Slag with Daniel Leader Class box set from the Studio Series 86. They don't want to say that there is more coming, but they pretty much are saying, come May, we're going to reveal some stuff. So we have a pretty much indicator that there is going to be it from the listings, but they're pretty much trying to not say yes without us not showing up for their Fan First Friday stuff that'll be in May, according to them. We don't have a date yet, but they say sometime in May coming up. So next month we'll see something. And the last one they ask here is someone asked, would you guys ever consider doing a crossover Back to the Future, but this time taking the Siege Leader class Astro Train mold and turning it into Doc Brown's futuristic time traveling train? And all they said pretty much is, we can't talk about any future crossover plans, but it's a great idea and thanks. So that's pretty much that. I always tell people, don't give Hasbro your ideas, because part of it is if you tell them your idea, all of a sudden it's like they can't even do it now, because if they do your idea, there's almost this kind of legal binding where you could sue them because you gave them an idea and didn't give them credit or money for it. And I know there's a lot of people who be like, oh, don't worry, I won't sue them. They don't care about that. They want to cover their butt. And so when someone goes up, like so many times I've seen where people would go up to writers of comic books or artists and go, hey, I have an idea. They don't want to hear it, not because they're an asshole or anything, but because they just can't. Because if somehow 10 years later they use your idea and they don't even remember where the idea came from, you could sue them because, hey, you stole my idea, especially if you have like some kind of recorded evidence of it, whether it be online or something. So there's that huge risky factor that you got to keep in mind. So I think that it's just them pretty much saying, hey, we can't talk about it, but thanks for the idea. Probably not going to ever happen. There you go. But those were the three questions that were asked. Not pretty much all like, I mean, what did you expect really from the questions asked? So it is what it is, like I always say. So this is it for the Hasbro Fan Fest. There was a lot of stuff we have covered here. There's a lot of stuff I didn't cover because, I don't know, I feel like we could save it for the stream because it's a lot of little bits and pieces here and there that don't really justify a whole segment that we could talk about it. But there's a lot of crazy stuff. It was a crazy day. I hope you enjoyed all the segments that I put out, and I hope to see you tomorrow during the live stream. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, Saturday, April 10th, 2021. And hopefully we'll hang out, talk Transformers, do some super chat, and maybe we'll get some more news in relation to all of this tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? See you then.